Welcome to the Rhonda Effect, the podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs like you harness the power of intuition and deepen your connection with spirit. I'm your host, Rhonda Ardent, and this is your space to stepping into your power and unleashing the extraordinary potential within you. In a world where understanding the unseen has never been more crucial, we're embracing the age of intuition and awakening to the profound guidance that lies just beneath the surface. Each week, we'll explore how you can strengthen your intuitive abilities, deepen more connection with spirit, and navigate your entrepreneurial journey with clarity and confidence. It's time to awaken to the possibilities, trust your inner wisdom, and transform your life and business from the inside out. Join me on the Rhonda Effect as we embark on this incredible journey together. So let's dive in and discover the power of intuition. Well, welcome back to my podcast. And if you're watching by YouTube, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Before we begin, there's two things. One of them is I need to make a confession. I got into my Christmas presents early and I'm using one right now. My husband does not know, so I am going to take the little bag and put this back in it and put it in the closet so he can wrap it up without me even knowing. Do you ever do that? I know. Maybe it's just me, but I just wanted to test it out. Works great. And the other thing I want to let you know is this episode is sponsored by the Build It Big Network. Build It Big Network isn't just a hub for people to go and just learn things that they may never use. The Build It Big Network is all about community. And I love being part of it. It is such a breath of fresh air where you can learn about people's businesses. You can experience maybe some travel coming up. And it's a great way to network and get to know people on a totally different level. You get to know their businesses, you get to know them, and it's a very amazing group. That's the Build It Big Network, and I am super excited that they are sponsoring my podcast and YouTube. If you want to become a member of the Build It Big Network, send me a DM and I will be very happy to send you the information. Okay, so today's episode is all about gratitude. Gratitude. I am so grateful that you are here. Okay, let's start off with that. I'm so grateful that you are here. I am so grateful that people have been coming into my Intuitive Now sessions and really expanding themselves. I am so grateful that I have the ability to touch people around the world. Gratitude. I always say that gratitude changes everything. You could be in an energy of heaviness and start to really touch into your gratitude and it changes your energy. And I want to give you an example. I've had the privilege of going away over in December to Cap Cana in the Dominican Republic with my dad and my husband. While I was there, I got to experience a different kind of energy. Normally we go to Punta Cana and I find that that energy is very electric, very high energy, high vibe. And honestly, it's hard for me to maintain that without feeling like I'm getting almost burnt out. So Cap Cana is a different energy. It's still high vibe, but it's actually very peaceful and very soothing. I love this energy. But while I was there, I did have this sense of heaviness come over me. And I thought, okay, let's get to the bottom of this and let's figure it out. But let's start with gratitude because I know that it changes everything. So while I was at my favorite little coffee shop at the resort, um, they're so cute. They made me this best caramel macchiato. I think that's how you say it. And if you've ever had one of those, oh my gosh, they are so good. They're really sweet, but they're so good. And they would make them in these little cups and they'd put little designs on them. And I just felt very, very good. I guess that's the word. Very good. I just felt very abundant. But I also had this sneaky energy of heaviness. So as I sat down at a table outside in the glorious sunshine, I started writing in my journal about gratitude. And it wasn't about the surfacey stuff. Now you can have gratitude, which I call surfacey, of I am grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my car, I'm grateful for my job. But when you really tap into that energy of gratitude, you start to go really deep. And that's what was happening as I was writing out my gratitude. I could feel this energy shift and this energy come up. And it was just beautiful because as I sat there writing what I was grateful for, I could almost feel the tears coming up. And these weren't tears of sadness, they were tears of abundance and joy and just being grateful. Have you ever had that opportunity to have or feel that energy? That's one of the things that I also teach in my Intuitive Now sessions is how to tap into that gratitude energy. And I would love for you to tell me, have you tapped into that? And if you haven't, let me know. So tapping into this gratitude energy as I was writing things out, you don't always have to write things out. You can just say them out, but you'll know the difference between surface and deep level gratitude. As I was doing that, I was also contemplating what was happening in my corporate job. I've now been away for almost a week, not sure what's going on. I'm sometimes being a little nosy and checking my phone and seeing, some emails come through. And then all of a sudden, this email came through. And it was from a client that I had been pursuing for months. And if you are into sales, you know that sometimes you can be ghosted by people or they just take their time in responding to you. And it's not always a great feeling. But as I was, in this energy, this email came through from this prospect and they needed their product and they reached out to me. And I thought, oh my gosh, no, it's not the right time. But quickly, I thought, I have a team that I can rely on. And I quickly sent this email to my teammate and just gave them a brief overview of what this client was looking for, a little bit of backstory. And do you know that everything fell into place? Not just well, I'm talking perfectly. And it was in that energy, and I maintained that energy of gratitude. And I watched as I know that spirit was all over this because there is no way that this should have happened this perfectly. That's what happens all the time for me when I'm in that energy of that deep gratitude. I, I want to give you another story. While I was in Punta Cana, I was conversing with spirit, as I always do, which I always love to do. And I felt that there was somebody there that I needed to meet. I wasn't sure who or when, but I just felt that. And so as we were going about our days and our nights, we were having a lot of fun. And this one particular moment, we were at their sports bar and it was karaoke. And if you've ever experienced karaoke, sometimes people should not have the microphone. But you know what? They actually have the confidence to get up and just sing. While I sat back. My husband sat back. Sometimes we closed our ears. But a gentleman behind us was didn't know us, but was coming up to us and saying, um, can we can anybody fix this? And my husband turned to him and said, my wife can sing. And I thought, oh, Scott, what are you doing? So not only did he tell this gentleman, but he told a lot of other people in the sports bar that I could sing and that I should be singing because they would be blown away. Now, I love my husband, but I wanted to crawl under a chair. Now, I can sing. I'm not Taylor Swift by any means, but I can carry a tune. And I know he's proud of me for that. But I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, like this this wasn't part of my plan. I just wanted to sit there, have some fun." But no, my husband had another idea. But this gentleman kept talking to us, and I thought, "Wow, okay." And I just felt something stir inside of me. So the next day, after all that, no, I did not get up and sing. They actually took the mic and started, unplugging things by the time I was going to go up and sing. But everybody thought I was going to come back on the Saturday and sing. So anytime I was walking around in the resort, people were saying, Rhonda will be there Saturday. Rhonda, we can't wait to hear you sing. And I thought, wow, okay, you know what? I'm going to. That was a sidebar, but yes, I decided I was going to sing. But throughout the week, we kept running into this gentleman. And every time we ran into him, I felt this stirring. Finally, we connected that I got his name. His name is Terry Jackson. And he's either from Mississippi or Missouri. I don't remember which one, but he's from there. And every time. And then one particular day, I was at the beach this time and I was writing out some journaling, some gratitude. And I felt Holy Spirit say to me, there's a sadness about him. You need to talk to him. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, I know his name's Terry. I know where he's staying. Spirit, you're going to have to make it happen. And sure enough, Spirit did that very night. That very night, while we were all around the main bar, having some cocktails, listening to some music, it was time for people to go to the theater, which we did every night. But Terry wanted to stay, and I wanted to stay with Terry and talk to him. And we were able to connect and talk. And I thought, okay, Spirit, I'm here. I'm willing. What do you need to say to this gentleman? So we were talking about, what he does, what I do, but I didn't really tap into what I do because I don't know how people will react. And just prior to everybody going to the theater, my husband, Scott, said to Terry, out of the blue, Rhonda has her own podcast. And Terry said, well, what is it called? I said, it's called the Rhonda Effect. And then everybody left and Terry and I were still there. And he said, well, tell me more about your podcast. And I said, it's for executives and entrepreneurs. I said, but it's more on the woo side, that kind of stuff. And he said to me, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's more spiritual. And I just blurted it out. And he says, okay. And I thought, wow. Okay, Spirit, what's going on here? So I got to talk to him a little bit more about what he does. He builds houses. He is a landlord, I guess you want to call it. He has several properties. Property manager. We'll call him a property manager. And he has the ability now in the stage of his life to be retired very early. He has a great wife, great kids, able to travel with his family, and I could feel this sadness about him. So as he was talking, I said to him, Terry, what do you want to do now? Now that you have what you've set out to achieve, what do you want to do now? And he looked at me and he said, I don't know. I don't know. No one has ever asked me what I want to do now. And I thought for a moment, how interesting that spirit would put this gentleman on my heart, have that emotion, that feeling out. And it's not a sadness as in grief. It's just a sadness that there was no action being taken for his purpose or his passion. He didn't even know what it was. So as the conversation it kept going. We were just talking, and he knows now what my podcast is all about. He's messaged me a couple of times already. His name is Terry Jackson. And you know what? I have a message for you, Terry. I actually have a message for others. But before I begin, I want to do a little bit of Reiki meditation because I want this message to get out further than Terry. I know it will strike a chord with Terry, but I also know that there's people listening and watching that need this as well. So just go with me on this. It's in these lessons, it's in this time of quietness, which you may perceive as nothingness, is actually when things are being birthed, things are being poked through the surface. It's this time that you are to stay and be still and allow that to grow. Allow the seed that was planted long ago to grow. Do not overwater it. Do not let it dry out, but nourish it. You know what it is that you are to do. You know where you are to go. And it is such an exciting adventure that is waiting for you right here, right now. Take that step. Take that one step in front of the other, and you will see that it is a beautiful, beautiful garden. Not just one seed was planted, but a bunch of seeds. What I also feel is that there's going to be another opportunity that's coming to you, Terry, that you didn't see. You didn't realize that it was an opportunity, but it's an opportunity that is actually going to take you in a different direction. The seeds that have been planted, like I said, long ago, like Spirit said, long ago. And it's this different direction that's actually going to allow them to actually grow even larger. What I heard was, what I want you to do is to come back. To come back. So I don't know exactly what that means, but you do. I am so grateful that I get to be on this journey with not only Terry, but everyone. Each and every one of you have a specific journey to walk. There may be paths that you go left or right or straight, but as long as you keep going forward, as long as you keep taking that step, one step at a time, you're going to get there. Your heart is going to be fulfilled. But please, please do not forget about gratitude, because gratitude changes everything. Gratitude is the seed of manifestation. Thank you, Spirit. Gratitude is the seed of manifestation. I am grateful for each and every one of you. I am grateful that this podcast and this YouTube has reached corners of the earth that I never thought possible. And I'm so grateful for the amazing things that you are doing and are going to continue to do. So if this has resonated with you, please go over to my Instagram, send me a DM, let's connect, let's get you booked into an Intuitive Now session so we can go further on this. So I can help you go really deep into your gratitude, and you'll feel the difference, and you will wonder why you even were surfacey. Drop me a comment below. Send this message out to all of your friends and family. But most importantly, shine your light so bright that the world needs sunglasses.
Thank you for tuning into the Rhonda Effect. I'm Rhonda Arnott, and I am honored to have shared this journey with you today. As we wrap up this episode, remember that the power of intuition and the connection with Spirit are always within you, guiding and empowering you. In this age of intuition, it's more important than ever to trust your inner wisdom and embrace the unseen forces that can propel you to new heights. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep listening to that inner voice that knows the way. If you found today's episode inspiring, I encourage you to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with all your friends who are ready to awaken their own intuitive powers. And if you're looking for more ways to deepen your connection with Spirit and step into your full potential, head on over to Instagram, find me at rhonda.arnott, and send me a DM. Until then, stay tuned, stay connected, and remember, the magic of intuition is always at your fingertips. This is Rhonda Arnott, and you've been listening to The Rhonda Effect. See you next time.